everyone, how are we all doing? I am Jake McFarlane here for Hive Magazine and I am joined with some very special guests. I would say probably my favourite band going right now. I'm here with Jetski.
Okay.
Hell yeah,
What's going on?
how's
What's
it
going
going?
So guys, we're just past the release of the For the Family EP. How does it feel to finally have the debut EP out there in the world?
Stoked.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. I'm just like really happy with how it's gone down. It's nice to see people enjoying it. It's nice to see people who've been around for a while enjoying it, and the new people too.
We've been inundated with great messages from people who absolutely love it.
Yeah.
And it's a lot more than we expected, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
So cool.
Yeah. So the one thing I noticed, it's 3 songs. It's quite short. It's quite concise. Was that sort of the intention going in to sort of go quality over quantity and just focus on 3, admittedly really incredible songs?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's like they kind of they've been in our set list for a little while with Joey and Zoe as an opener, and then Jack's song as this like middle part of the set where we like introduce the band in a curbside towards the end because it's quite a big finisher as a song, and we just liked how those songs flowed together. We drip fed music. We're only 5 singles over the past like 3 years, so we wanted to give people a different listening experience so they could sit down and listen to songs in sequence rather than just one at a time.
And it's not like we didn't have any other songs. Those 3 just seem to really sit well with each other, and I think it showcased kind of the wide spectrum of what we can do.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Definitely. As you say, sort of the 5 singles before this over 3 years, and like with this EP coming out, I'm guessing did you feel this was the right time, or was there ever a time before you kind of thought about it, bringing out an EP, or were you just kind of focused on getting some stuff out before this?
I think we'd always, just with the way that I guess music is at the moment and the way that like social media is, because obviously that's like ultimately the thing that decides how far we make reaches outside of things like playlist and radio and press like yourself. So stuff gets flowed in so quickly that we didn't want to like give an actual like body of work until there was like people sat waiting to hear it. And so doing the singles, we were just like trying to show something new each time, trying to give a different vibe each time. And then this was like a time to, like I say, give people a set of songs.
Yeah, definitely. I'll say this: I was kind of familiar with you guys. I'd heard like a couple of songs and I'd heard people like saying stuff, but I wasn't the most familiar up until the Rome tour. Just there, I was there. A date that's got a very special place in my heart because it was so hectic. I was actually invited through you guys' PR for Hive, which was wonderful. I was up in Glasgow and they're like, "Can you make one of these shows?" And I was like, "I can make the last show on Saturday." Finished work, jumped on a bus. Was planning on getting the last bus back and it got cancelled. It was a whole nightmare. But that gig will always just like live in my mind forever. So what was that like for you guys being?
Was that on day 1 or day 2?
That was day 2. That was the last one.
The last one. Well, yeah. I mean, that was a really special.
No, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Apart from obviously you becoming a father on the last day, what are the sort of lasting memories of that tour being brought out by Rome? I guess is on their way out, putting you guys on.
We owe a lot to Rome, I think.
Yeah, we've known them for years.
Elliot and Alex used to play in a band together who played shows with Rome before. Rome had been around for
We
quite
played
a long
on
time.
their very first tour.
Yeah.
They played a show. When they released their first EP, they played a show in Sheffield, a venue called Southsea, and they were like,
They were really good.
it was out, but how many people was there?
There was about like 10
There
people.
was about 10 people there, if that. So it's amazing to be able to play with them on their very first tour, and then play with them on their very last tour as well.
What year will that have been?
2012.
So that's
2012.
So 2012 is sort of like when we, I guess, Elliot and Alex started a relationship with him, and then we played with them right before the pandemic happened. Like it was maybe like 2 weeks or something like that.
Oh, was that
between...
like the small venue tour? And that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I was at that in Edinburgh. And
it was
great.
cool. And I think and Alex and all of them were really Alex Costello and all of the rest of the band were really nice and complimentary then. And then over the pandemic, we were talking with Alex a lot. He was just suggesting things for us to do and being supportive and being very kind. So to get asked to go and do the last set of shows were amazing. I just the impact that we had on new fans as well as meeting people who'd been around for a while. Man, that fella flew over from was it Sweden? Yeah, it's like just some dude who'd been like listening to us for a while, came over and watched it. People buying merch and then coming back the next day for another show, and they've like modified the merch. We had a last turn it into like a full crop top deal. Just there's loads of little things about it, but yeah, it meant a lot to us to be able to go and do that. And then shout out Rome, R.I.P.
Yeah. One of the big things that kind of first hits like anyone when you listen to you guys' music is the sort of wide array of influences. You guys are clearly influenced as much by sort of bands like in the ilk of like the Arctic Monkeys and Catfish and the Bottlemen as you are bands like Rome and Neck Deep and stuff. Do you think that maybe comes from being a Sheffield band and having the weight of all of the historic Sheffield indie bands there, or is that just you've just thought it was cool?
I think there might be something.
Yeah, maybe like subconscious.
Yeah. I mean, I grew up listening to indie bands as well.
Yeah, I think we all.
I used to look at Razorlight, Wombats, Arctic Monkeys, things like that. But now I wouldn't probably ever listen to that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? I'm all in on all that sort of stuff. I think it was like what we were saying before, and it was just a lot of bands that come from the UK who try and make this sort of emo or pop punk or whatever you want to call the overcast genre. I've seen people from Leeds playing shows in Leeds who are like, "What the fuck is up, Leeds?" And every single bit of music that they do, like, it's trying its best to be American and Californian. And we like songs like Lemon Haze for us are like a piss take of that, like, because we're from Yorkshire, we're from around here, and we don't want to cover that up in any way. Do you know what I mean? And I think our influences are as much on other side of the pond as they are on this side. So yeah, it's just about keeping it fresh, not trying to imitate anybody, and just make music that we'd like to hear. Really, that's always been the thing with us, is we're just trying to make music that we would like to listen to that we maybe can't find. So that's it, really.
Definitely. Like I say, it was one of the first things that hit me. Is I was listening to it and I was like, this is so cool and so fresh and so unique. And I think it is what you said. You're not trying to be anything that you're not. You guys, like as you say, you are from Sheffield or from Yorkshire. Is it Sheffield? Have I just pulled Sheffield?
Yeah.
Cool. But like you guys are from Sheffield, and you're not trying to be, folk from the States. You're just making music as you guys, and I think that really shines through for me as a listener.
Yeah, man.
Anyway.
Happy to be where we're from.
Yeah, man.
And I think
I think it helps that we all listen to completely different kinds of music, but then we also all listen to
agree on this
common ground.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. One of the things I've just realised I forgot to mention about the Rome tour, you were without our esteemed friend Jack on that tour, through a back injury. So talk me through what that was like coming up for this big tour, a man down.
I mean, like
stressful.
Yeah.
For fucking everybody.
We knew that.
Yeah.
Elliot was already having the kid.
Yeah.
So that was something that was already like on our minds, was that the due date was around the same time as the tour. And then when you hurt yourself, I was very much in the mind of just like,
you want to cancel it.
The universe is getting pretty strong. Pretty strong signals. We released last time we released music and like played a decent sized show. Pandemic hit like straight after. Do you know what I mean? So I was like,
we got Why Not Festival.
Why Not Festival cancelled. I was like, I don't know. Maybe the universe is just trying to send us some signs that we're not meant to like fucking do this really. And then
it just got worse because we had a guitarist lined up to learn my parts in case I couldn't make it there. Then obviously Jack broke his back, so then the guy who was learning my guitar parts dropped that and learned the bass parts instead. I was just like, I'll just wing it and see what happens.
Shout
Josh for
Yeah,
pulling
yeah.
through that, man. He fucking smashed it from everything I saw. Yeah, gutted to miss it, but obviously the boy smashed it. And it stelted us out in it. So.
And he's back now.
And I'm
Yeah,
back
he's
now.
back.
Yeah, I really enjoy in the Joey and Zoe video the wee. It's just I don't know. I love that video as well because that's just I don't know. It's just like dumb and it's funny and it's like, but it's the bit when you're just like wheeling down the lane to get in front. It's just maybe just bust me.
Well, because that wasn't how the video was supposed to go either.
Of course, yeah. I mean, we writ like completely separate music videos, and we shot one of them without Jack. We got a body double for Jack. It's so silly, but like we'd already booked everything. everything was already happening. So we did one with a body double, and then we were gonna write something else to that we could use a double in or whatever it might be, but because it was the first time we'd gone and done a proper music video, shout out Aaron McKenzie from While She Sleeps for just bodying the visuals and being so fun to work with. We were going to go rewrite it again, and I was like, nah, if we're doing a scaled video like this, we need Jack in it. People need to know who we are as a band and know how it works. So that was just the best idea we could come up with to sort of like take the piss and like just have fun with it and still have everybody included. Jack is literally still fully so not healthy in that video. It was not a fucking easy day.
Or a good idea.
Or a really smart idea to do. It's like when you go to the hospital, man, it must be just we were sat in like the in the A&E together after he fucking hurt his back, stage diving, and when they asked you how you got hurt, you were like, I jumped off stage. No, that wasn't it, man. They came in, they were like, we heard you fell off stage. And you went, it wasn't so much fall as jump. Yeah. And they were like, what do you mean? Like, why? And then you tried, while dosed up on so much morphine, was trying to explain to them what hardcore is. We showed him a video. I had like a video of Drain playing on my phone. And it was like people crawling across the stage with like doing the Drain shark thing, and then people was like doing front flips off their backs into the crowd, and he looked at him and went, "Do you guys like value your life?" Like, yeah, I mean that, and then telling your doctor that, oh yeah, I'm not gonna stay home and recover. I'm gonna go do this fucking big production video shoot for the day. Yeah, it was so fun. Shout out to everybody who like came and was an extra in that video as well, because loads of our friends pulled up. And then, silly fucking video, man. I remember Tom calling me and saying, like, maybe you should put a disclaimer at the start of the video. And I was like, what do you mean? It was like, well, without the context of knowing Jack's actually injured, it just kind of looked like you're taking a piss out of like being a ableist or whatever.
It looks like, we've just written a part for Jack.
Yeah, it looks like we're
it looks like he's injured, but to us it's very funny that he's actually had and he's in pain for the whole video shoot.
Possibly life-altering injuries could be so funny, man.
That was it, like, because when I saw it, and obviously I'd been to the Rome show and I knew that Jack was out, and then I saw that video and I thought it was really good. And when I came back, I spoke to my girlfriend and I'd like kind of told her about the crack, and I was like, one of them had a kid, it was fucking nuts, missing the bassist, it was fucking insane. And then she watched the video and she was like, that's quite funny. And then I sent it to my friend who I knew would like it, and he was like, what's the joke? I know there's a joke here. What is the joke?
I like that it's kind of only really if you went on that Rome tour. We did announce that you were hurt, but we've probably got quite a bit bigger since Jack was initially injured. Yeah, we've had a little bit of a come up. So yeah, it's it's the best we could come up with. So, so we're just gonna run it.
Maybe just more questions than answers.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, I guess obviously, as you say, with the videos and stuff and the tour, was there anything else that like got like sort of put aside or thrown off the timeline or just messed up with everything that's went on, or was, apart from those two quite big things, were he able to?
Yeah, everything we played. I think we spoke about it like about a year ago, like the start of the year, and we were saying that this year was going to be when we gave it a proper try, which obviously means like quite a lot of time and money and effort invested, in a lot of sacrifices made, I guess, in our own personal lives. Just stuff like holidays and, you know, buying yourself, you know, some new clothes when you need them. Do you know what I mean? Stuff like that. Not eating beans on toast every night.
I bought a pair of shoes in about a year.
It's like we all agreed we were going to do that. So the challenges that that came up, like possibly not being able to go on a tour because of, you know, becoming a dad and not being able to go on a set of shows or do some music videos or release music when we wanted to do it because of big injuries. We just pushed through it all, man. So everything's come out as it was intended to in terms of a timeline.
It was hard work. It did hit us financially as well because we threw so much money at everything, and then obviously we thought we couldn't play any shows, and we were like, well, now we're not going to be able to recuperate any of this money. So, like, but what do we do now? Because now we need to throw more money at it, and then we might not get that back either.
I think a big thing we're very transparent with everybody who listens to our band and likes our band about how it works. Do you know what I mean? We've all got full-time jobs. You know, we're all like, and families and things going on outside of it. So when we're being able to release music consistently, always having new content, always having new merch, always playing a show near where you or somebody else might live, it's a lot of work, and we try and show that. Do you know what I mean? We show those times, and I think people have been so kind. The amount of merchandise we've sold recently has been mad. Do you know what I mean? The amount of merch pre-orders and listens and all that sort of stuff, and even just people sharing it across the socials. People know that we're having a proper crack at it, and I think that's why everyone's so down to back us, because we're just being honest about it. We want to make this bigger than it is. We want to make it grow and keep growing. So I just want to say thank you to, you know, everybody who supports it. It's rad.
Definitely. So I guess to wrap up, what's the immediate plans going forward, and then what are, I guess, the sort of longer term plans over the next year or so?
Immediate plans.
2 shows. When does this come out, dude? Because if it doesn't come out before, I won't mention.
I am not too sure. It just depends on when we can get it edited and up.
Yeah, well, we've got 3 headlines to like finish the year. We're taking December off after a mad year for us. Do you know what I mean? We're just gonna write and hang out. So we're doing the 7th of November in Liverpool at the Jakara Club, I believe is the venue. That's our first time there after being asked to go there for almost our entire time being a band. So really excited to go do that. And then we got back-to-back Sheffield headlines at the Yellow Watch on the 25th and the 26th of November. It's we want to do a headline that was bigger than the Leadmill show, but there's not really any like mid-sized venues in Sheffield, so we're just doing 2 dates at the Yellow Arch, and we can't fucking wait. Saturday's just about to sell out. Friday's not too far behind it. We've got a single to come out.
Oh yeah.
At some point soon. You know what I mean? Probably, maybe towards the end of the year, maybe early next year. But our socials are at Jetski the band. You can buy music merch and more at jetskitheband.com. Safe.
And then I guess just selfishly, when the fuck he's coming to Glasgow?
As soon as we can get it sorted.
With the Happy Days guys are there, based in Edinburgh.
Yeah.
But if you know, we don't to make something happen with them sometime soon, I think that'd be a really fun show that people would enjoy. But if not, man, we're next year our priorities is just playing shows.
Yeah.
And you know, touching Scotland and touching the top of the country is something we want to do so bad. You guys have got such a sick DIY scene, and like a community. It seems to be like, you know, really top of the country is fanatics about music. Liverpool and like Manny and like this midpoint is fanatics, and then down south we've got London, which is where every bit of music happens. So we want to touch those 3 points.
Well, that's like sort of, as you mentioned about like the DIY scene up here and just like everyone's thing. It's just like most of the bands up here that like I know, they could put on a show like with like an indie band. Like my friends in Pandas, they could put on a show with like a folk band like Brogle, who could put on like a punk show, like a punk band like Stash, all in the one, because they're like, we're all Glasgow bands, we're all just going to bring it up, and that's like one of the things that I love. So get you guys out here for a fucking nuts Glasgow show would be sick.
yeah, we'll be there absolutely as soon as we can.
Nice.
If anybody's reading this, watching this from Glasgow, hit up our socials. Let us know that you want us to be there, because ultimately we just wait until people tell us to do things, then we go. So yeah, you go in and blow.
Well, definitely, guys. Thank you so much for coming on. As mentioned there, Twitter, Instagram, the lot. Jetski the band, jetskitheband.com. Buy some merch.
Yeah.
The new For the Family bundle is sick. I'm just waiting to get paid before I get it myself. But yeah, no.
There might be a small discount code in it for you now. You've
Oh,
kissed up.
there we go. He's done it. Right, guys.
Hey, really.
Thank you, guys.
Bye, bro.
Cheers.
Peace.